Alright, we're not going to do any more radio listening. You can look up radio listening by yourself. I'm sure that I'm sure that someone has done the complete audio for both the radio and the TV on this game, and I suggest you just Google search that. It is interesting. Um, it may be more interesting when you're actually playing the game. I'm not going to focus on it too hard, but let's look at my new emails. Huh. Your assistance was much appreciated in regards to the werewolf blood. Please find your payment in the mailbox if you haven't already done so. I think I did, but I'll leave just in case. I will check just in case. And 7. The White King moves to protect his pawn. Okay. So the only two people we can trust, according to the crazy chick on the beach, which I don't know if we should trust her, to be honest. But according to her, the only two people we can trust is the guy on the couch and the lone wolf. And so I think we've met the people who fit that description. Mercurio was obviously the guy on the couch. There's no one else on the couch. And to be honest, I know from experience there's no one else on the couch like that in the entire game. So he must be that guy. And then there's the other guy, the lone wolf. Well, we know one guy who's a wolf at least, but is he the lone wolf? Well, there's no way to tell. He's not even here. How unfortunate. He's not even here. So we met one vampire. He's the wolf. We saw him run as a wolf. But do we know that he's the lone wolf? He's clearly a well-known guy. Let's look at our logs. Yeah, all this stuff, we can't do that except in downtown, so let's just go. I ain't gonna like sit here and wonder about it. I know for a fact we can only do that in downtown, so I'm just gonna tell you, and we're gonna go find the taxi. I need some more blood. I'm not gonna play a hooker. I'm not gonna pay a hooker for blood. I pay a hooker for something else, but not for blood. I don't want to see a hooker's blood. Maybe you do. Not me. Not really violent sort. If I'm going to be violent, it'll be like sort of pretend in a video game where it's... Where to? Who's this guy? He sounds like a badass. Away from here, drive, I'll tell you where to go when the mood hits me. There you go. This taxi sounds like a badass dude right here. Well, we can only go one place. Here we are in Santa Monica, on the coast. But we need to go to downtown, because that's the only place we can go. Oh shit! I'm dead. I'm done. Game over, man.
Let's drain it. Let's take it and leave it out for the sunrise.
We're going to have a lot of fun with this one. Think you could blow up our warehouse and get away with it? Ah, lick.
They didn't even give me a choice. I just died.
Its eyes and its tongue and its teeth. I want its teeth.
Camarilla fuck. Boys, I think we could all use a little entertainment. Those of you sitting in the first few rows will get wet.
Well, that's a fourth wall breaking event there. Oh!
Son of a bitch!
Leave.
There's us, Rodriguez?
Yeah. Three of us.
What are you gonna do? Shoot us? This ain't over. We'll find you. You too, Rodriguez. You're both dead. Nobody messes with a Sabbat and lives.
Keep moving. Trouble sure seems to like you. Good effort. Execution needs a little work. You look like shit. Name's Nines.
Thanks for the help, Nines. I would have been on my ass and dead if it weren't for you. I thought I was dead.
Should have been more careful, newbie. This ain't the burbs.
Well, shit. The Santa Monica didn't seem all that good either. I mean, it was nothing but blood and killers and serial killers. I could have taken them. No. Well, we know that isn't true. I'll remember that. I remember you from the court. So this is the second time you saved my ass.
Kid, I got things to deal with. Why don't you pay me a visit at the last round tonight? I don't know what you've heard so far, but it's time you heard the real story.
Well, I'll do
This
that.
is a mean existence. Stay out of trouble, kid.
They don't, the crazy chick on the beach doesn't say that. But honestly, in the course of the game, like, there's no point where Nines Rodriguez is untrustworthy. He doesn't tell you all that much. His dialogue's kind of limited, I suppose. Unfortunately, but... Sorry, a little belchy here. Had a few beers. Kind of makes the gameplay more interesting. Now, there's some interesting stuff down there, but we're not going to do that just yet. We're going to go up to LaCroix Tower. Nine Rodriguez is pretty trustworthy, actually. He just doesn't have as prominent a role as you might think. He appears a couple times, but Beckett appears quite a bit. Mercurio, he's just some guy you buy stuff from, but he's always around to buy stuff from, so it's a little bit more interactive. And Beckett is the most interactive of the three. But really, Nines, she could have had the crazy chick on the beach. Could have had. Well, I'm kind of giving it away a little bit, aren't I? No, I can't get in there. No, this is the Giovanni Tower. That's right. Oop. I just said something I shouldn't have. What are we doing here? Am I hearing bullets? Who's shooting? It came from this way. And then it came... Well, whatever. You know what? I don't care. Basically, Nines appears a couple times more, but... one of which is not really trustworthy. And, but it's not his fault. The other times, it's just basically, he gets in his bar that he's talking about, come meet me at the bar, and I'll tell you the real truth. Well, he does. But, nothing he ever tells you, is bad. It's always, everything he tells you is the truth. So he is trustworthy from that perspective. However, there is an appearance where he is quote unquote untrustworthy, but you have to read between the lines in that case. And you find out that you actually can't blame him. So I guess that's why she doesn't say you can trust him. And it's not because he personally isn't trustworthy. It's because, I'm just going to say it, someone impersonates him quite well. And that's the only reason you can't trust him, is because people pretend to be him sometimes. But it's not because of him personally. Oh, look, it's Mr.
Hey there,
Chunk.
Chief. Small world, huh? Yep, after that gallery, I didn't think I'd be able to get a job guarding a room full of jack squat from the Boogity Man. But then I get a call offering me this sweet night shift slot, and I'm back in the security game. Enough about my lucky break. You, here to see one of the bigwigs, Chief?
Yeah, I'm here to see LaCroix.
Would that be Sebastian LaCroix of the LaCroix Foundation, or Dwayne LaCroix of Insurrection Baby Formula Company?
Uh, I'm here to see Sebastian.
Okay then. Mr. LaCroix, he told me to expect someone fitting your description sometime tonight. You go right on up.
Thanks.
Yeah, you have a good power meeting, or whatever it is you types do up there. Do you need any security? Well, you just ring the front desk and ask for Officer Chunk. That's me, in case you were wondering.
Mr. Chunk. Did you say Chunk?
Yeah, I get that all the time. The name goes back to my football days. Oh, actually, my fantasy football days at the station. Stationarium. That was this office supply outlet mall I used to watch. Hey, you kids! No skating in the parking lot! That was me.
I'm sure it was. Bye.
Yeah, you go right on up and see Mr. LaCroix. Let's see what we got on good old camera 3. Oh, well, hello there. I've been thinking about you. Oh, yeah. I want to lick you all over. Then make my way down to your creamy center and... What the... Get your hands off my Bavarian cream.
Okay. That's nice. Let's run into this elevator. I think this is the one. Go to the penthouse. This is an impressive area. Really? If you guys have never seen it, the Bram Stoker's Dracula by Francis Ford Coppola, I think that was the director, is actually a really good movie. It's a really good rendition. It's pretty faithful to the book as well. I think I've read the Dracula, Bram Stoker's Dracula, or maybe it was a play version of it, but it was actually pretty decent as far as it goes. You can't talk to this guy. He may be African, but he don't look nothing, does he? He don't. He doesn't look African or anything else. He just looks kind of fucking crazy. Anyway, let's talk to
There you
LaCroix.
are. I was informed of your presence in the building. Since you're here, I'll take the liberty of assuming you've destroyed the warehouse. This is correct, yes?
Yeah, that's
Most
his.
excellent. I had no doubt you'd prove my decision a prudent one. I trust you encountered no impediments to your progress on account of my personnel.
The fact is, he was gonna kill me, except Nine Rodriguez and the made a big stink, and he kind of looked around. I mean, if you remember the intro, that's what he did. So he's a lying son of a bitch. However, we already talked about how not kissing ass already cost me 1 experience point for Therese and Jeanette didn't get to both survive because I didn't kiss ass enough. At least I think that's the reason. I'm not entirely 100% convinced of that, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is. The Santa Monica Kindred were a little two-faced, but that's about it. Yeah, your guy Mercurio screwed up big time. I had to get the explosive myself. That's the one you don't want to pick. Because Mercurio, later on in the game, is gonna sell you some really good weapons. Especially if you want to use guns. You don't want to rat him out. He's the guy on the couch. He's the one you trust, remember? So he's the only guy you can trust. I'll just say 2, because they were fucking
A
two-faced.
taste of what's to come. You have no idea. You've done well, circumstances being what they were. I will admit, not many in your position would have overcome such a trial. But don't misunderstand me. It was no fool's errand. you may yet prove to be a genuine asset. It's a bit disturbing the lack of talent within this organization as of late. Tell me, what would you say to doing a bit of reconnaissance for me?
He says lack of talent, but he hired Chunk. Kind of makes me think he's not very talented or able. It's not. It's only his security guard, who's well, his security guard might not be the best at telling people to do this or that or organizing anything, but when it comes to killing anyone who's in his way, he's very good at that. I'd say yes, sir. Remember when I said remember when I said every single time you get an opportunity to suck up, you got to suck up in this game? I think that's true. It doesn't matter in my case because the sucking up to LaCroix only gets you the. If you don't suck up to enough, you won't get the shelter or the haven or whatever. In the case of the Tremere, that doesn't matter because you don't get it from LaCroix anyway. But I'm gonna suck up anyway because I already said that's what you gotta do. If you want to do the best in this game, suck up at every opportunity.
Excellent. Were you by chance in the military at all? I was an officer myself, actually. In Napoleon's ranks, there have been whispers, rumors spreading around the kindred community concerning the Elizabeth Dane, the cargo ship that was towed into port recently. Have you heard of it?
I have heard of it. We listened to the news. It was a ship that was found abandoned. Everyone dead. And so they all went out there. The one thing that I find odd about this guy is he has a vaguely British accent, yet he was French originally. Well, I guess he had enough time to learn a proper British accent when he was speaking English or something like that, but it does seem kind of odd. I mean, you'd think he'd have a sort of vaguely French connotation to the way he spoke. But no, he's got like a very, very British sounding sort of accent. No, I haven't. Tell me about it.
The Dane was found out at sea. The reports say it was without crew, but they have yet to report a fate of said crew. The police are investigating the Dane as we speak. Even the Nosferatu have little information on what's been found. However, the reason the ship has caused such speculation is because it was transporting an object called the Onkaran sarcophagus. Now, I'm not one to predicate a decision based on conjecture, so what I need is fact. And more importantly, I need evidence that the occurrences on the Dane were not supernatural in nature, and in no way relate to this Onkaran sarcophagus.
Why do I have to go? What do you need me to do? That's kind of a suck-up decision. So what's the most suck-up decision is 1.
You have 3 objectives. 1. I want you to examine the sarcophagus for anything unusual. You may sense something peculiar about the sarcophagus. In fact, many kindred in the city have reported an uneasiness in the air since the Dane's arrival. Do not, under any circumstances, open the Onkaran sarcophagus. Secondly, the police have begun their investigation. Find out what they have concluded thus far. Thirdly, take the cargo manifest for the ship. I want to find out what else it was carrying. The last thing we want is police aware of our existence, so be careful what you do in front of them. And unlike the warehouse, you cannot wholesale slaughter a ship full of lawmen without consequences.
Sounds tough. Jeez. I can't slaughter everyone? Oh man. It's a good thing I got a few points in sneak, right? It's almost as if I was planning a little bit. Alright, yeah, alright.
Oh, and it has come to my attention that you had an encounter with Nines Rodriguez earlier. The man so does love to throw that cretinous charm of his brashly about. What exactly did Mr. Rodriguez say?
He asked me to visit him at the last round. I have a lot of choices in this answer.
I see. Then, you should go humor the by-the-numbers rhetoric he's so desperately aching to spew. Oh, please, before the chance of fascist oppressor from that dive of theirs clog the air and choke the local kine.
Well, again, you want to appeal to him as much as you can. You just don't say you're excited to go do it. So I'm just going to say fine.
Give the Anarch community my regards.
Okay.
Give the Anarch community my regards.
Okay. So we'll get out of here. So what to get new log? The prince wants you to go investigate the Elizabeth Dane, but before you do, he wants you to contact Nines Rodriguez. Before I do. Yeah, basically that's a good idea. The Elizabeth Dane mission is kind of like the... what's going on here? The Elizabeth Dane mission is kind of like the, the bombing the warehouse was the final mission of the previous area. If I remember correctly, the Elizabeth Dane is at least one of the main missions. I'm not sure if it's the last mission of the downtown area, actually. There might be more. What's this? Look at this, guys. Apparently, there's some CDC people, and they're in the middle of the street wearing full biohazard gear because they're so worried they're going to get sick from something. And there's no quarantine, like the city ain't quarantined, they're just walking around like this. That's kind of ridiculous, but it gives you a hint, doesn't it? Let's wander around aimlessly for a little bit. And check and make sure, yeah. Let's walk around. What the hell?
Get out of my way, man.
That's kind of ridiculous. Can I grab someone? Oh, I already have this one. See what I said? You can't sell that anymore. But wait a minute. Who's this guy?
Player, what's the score? How they hang? Good evening and all that commotion. Welcome to Fat Larry's Trucker Mac, the only store for all your needs after 10 o'clock. I am the proprietor and salesman of the month several years in a row. The ladies call me, oh God, but you can call me Fat Larry with a F-A-T, cause I know I got a weight problem, I just don't give a fuck.
Shit, nigga, goddamn, I also need some fucking money, man. Shit, man, fuck. Anyway. You sell counterfeit baseball jerseys?
Counterfeit? Man, I look like one of those peanut-headed rock-smoking brothers selling S-H-A-C-K shirts they made at their mama's house. I'm the real deal OG man in the alley with what you need. Counterfeit? Why you gotta be like that?
Let's see. I'm gonna talk to this guy, but we're gonna end the video
now,
here.
Hold on a sec, brother. Chill for a second, alright? Let me just tell you what I got. You need jewelry for your woman? I got that. You got a neighbor with a baby? I got loud-ass stereos. You live downtown? I got firearms to make the NRA nervous.
Show me what you got. I don't know. I don't want to piss him off because he actually does have really good weapons. But I'm gonna end the video here, and I'll see you guys next time.